Is it possible to feel the I-ness or the pure mind or the pure beingness in someone that is still fully identified with his thoughts and his lower mind? Sometimes I have the feeling that when looking into the eyes of someone that is in this narcissistic identification, I cannot see his heart or his pure beingness. Almost like it's hidden somewhere behind those eyes. Almost like it's, who am I looking at? Sometimes it scares me because I don't know what that is. It's almost like an entity that has, I don't know what is that. So is it possible to transcend the, even if the person doesn't have developed, doesn't yet have that awareness of itself? Is it possible for someone that has that awareness of itself to transcend the limit of the person and show them what they don't see about themselves, the pure beingness that they are not identified with yet?
Yes, it's absolutely possible to do that, but that would be an egotistical, narcissistic intervention because you don't like the way the people are.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
kind of,
interfere. Don't interfere with what life is doing. That was the original problem in the first place. We decided once we started to become overcome and overwhelmed by this thing, this ego thing, and that wasn't that many thousands of years ago, believe me. A few thousands of years ago, we didn't have half of the vocabulary we have now. We would have been lucky if there was 500 words to think about. But anyway, not the point. Yes, it is. But you see, if you watch life and not people, you'll see that life is trying to understand itself. Life hasn't been around for very long. It's, 20 million or 20 billion years at best in physical form. Compared to eternity, life isn't even a fetus yet. It's very, very young, and it doesn't know what it is. It's not confused. It doesn't care. It's unfolding. And for it to fully unfold and fully understand and know what it is as one life, it has to have become and been everything that it can possibly be. Everything and anything it could possibly be, it has to do it. Otherwise, it will never know itself fully and its potentials. So to be on an earth where some forms of matter become destructive to itself and other forms of the same species is something that's a possibility, and therefore life has to go through that in order to know that about itself. Now, given that in our galaxy alone, there's around 400 billion planets, if it's possible for an elephant to have 16 heads and speak Swahili, then that's happening somewhere in the universe. It has to, otherwise life hasn't fully unfolded into every possible thing that it can become. So life needs to know itself. Life is invisible. It can't know itself without some kind of a skin so it can see itself, some kind of a coating. So it comes up with matter. This is what we wrongly call the Big Bang. So bang, there's matter. Now it can see itself, life. It looks like this. You, me, trees, planets, galaxies, black holes, dimensions, spirits. That's what it looks like. That's life in its entirety. And it couldn't see that until it gave itself matter. Now, for it to just purely observe itself in its natural, normal state so it can know the truth about itself, it needs to give matter its own momentum. Matter is self-sustaining. Matter is self-regulating. Matter knows how to reproduce and recycle itself. That's inbuilt into the matter. So now life just has to be in that matter. It's already in you, otherwise you'd be dead. It's already in the people you're talking about, the narcissistic assholes that are unaware. It's in them as well, but their program is in the way. So that has to be released. But that's not something to interfere with. If life wants to change that situation, it will do that it'll just do that. We are not in charge. We want to be in charge, but we are not. We are here purely for life to live through. It's not my life, it's not your life. Therefore, we don't really have the right to end life because it ain't yours. You are matter. You serve life in order that life can know itself. That's what you're there for. When you are being aware, in a moment where you can just be in your eyes for a moment, it's a practice that you can do, and a lot of people can do it if you try. Just be in your eyes, leave your thoughts back there somewhere, and for a moment you will see reality as it is without breaking it up into a billion fragments. So that's it. Don't interfere, just know that it happens. You will know when life is moving you towards manipulating or changing a situation. You'll feel it in the form of love. A good example is your average person. If you're walking down the street and you see an old alcoholic fallen over in the gutter on the other side of the road, covered in feces and urine and vomit, and they smell, but they've fallen over, they've broken their nose and there's blood on them. You would hope, and it does happen, your average person, even though they don't know that person, that old man, that homeless person, they will run across the road and go, oh goodness, and they will pick this person up and brush them off and then send them on their way. That's love. That's when the spirit is moving you towards doing something. A narcissist wouldn't go over there and do that. An asshole, an unaware asshole wouldn't go over there and do that. Why? Because he's homeless. I don't want to know him. He smells. No, we don't touch that. He's got poo on him. The poor bastard is in enough misery as it is because he's in his own jail of alcoholism. And believe me, he's not happy. And then to top that off, he's fallen over and broken his nose and no one wants to touch him. That's just shocking. But people will step over and walk around. If you feel a need with no thought whatsoever, you will feel the need to just go and pick that poor bugger up and maybe give him $5, whatever.
I did it the other day. It's absurd that you just said this because it happened to me exactly what you said. I was in the traffic light. I stopped because it was red. I looked to my right. I saw this probably drunk person like laying on the cigarettes on the floor and the junk on the floor with his dog sleeping next to him. And for a second I thought, wow, I really would like to help him. It seems so painful that I'm so lucky to be myself and he's there. How can I be so egoistical to not help him? So I drove for a while thinking, okay, I couldn't stop now. But in the end, the need for my consciousness to stop and go back was too strong. I had to stop. I parked the scooter, the motorbike. I walked to this man. With 20 euro in my hand, I gave him 20 euro and I said, "Can I talk to you? Like, can I know you? I want to know you better." And this man started telling me stories about his life that are incredible. Simply a wonderful person that ended this way because of suffering and because of many things. But I said to him, "You're such a brave experience of consciousness. It's such a, like, it seems like it's easier to be a well-dressed businessman, you know, your bravery to be this, you know, and end this way. It's kind of a rough form of God knowing itself. So I give you my love because this is really, I respect you so much, you know, for the bravery you had to go this deep. And I don't know if you touched the rock bottom, but many people don't have the courage to go this down, to go this rock bottom as you did." And I gave him my phone number, and then we're now texting and talking to each other. It's really wonderful. So it's fascinating that you said that because it just happened the other day.
It's fresh in the ether. That's why it's come through, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well done, by the way. Thank you for doing that too.
Thank you very much.